Welcome to the Village of Peoria Heights Board of Trustees meeting for Tuesday, December 3rd, 2013. Meeting is now called to order. Would you please rise and join us in the pledge of the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Martin.
Present.
Trustee Carter. Trustee Fuller. Trustee Riker. Present. Trustee Gett.
Present.
Trustee Cumming.
Present.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Carter cannot be here tonight because of an illness in the family, so we wish her and her family member well. First order of business tonight is the approval of the Board of Trustees minutes for the November 19th meeting. Are there any changes that need to be made to the minutes as submitted?
I move to approve the November 19th, 2013 Board of Trustees minutes.
Have a motion from Trustee Riker.
Second.
Second from Trustee Cumming. All those in favor of approving the Board of Trustees minutes for November 19th, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you, the ayes have it. Board has approved the minutes for the November 19th Board of Trustees meeting. Next up is the approval of the executive session minutes for November 5th, 2013. I believe Trustee Fuller wanted to make a motion.
I make a motion to approve the executive session minutes from November 5th.
Thank you, Trustee Fuller. And second, please.
Second.
For the second from Trustee Riker. All those in favor of approving the executive session minutes for the November 5th meeting, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you, the ayes have it. The board has approved the executive session minutes for November 5th, 2013. Next up is correspondence, and that will be presented by our village clerk, Sean Muslim.
And no correspondence this evening.
Thank you. No announcements I can think of either. I know December 7th, we're having the Christmas walk meeting up here at Village Hall, but out there in the park. There will not be a tree lighting ceremony because the tree is already lit. Santa did this, he was getting tired of waiting so long, so he said, just go ahead and light it anyway. So it's up and running, but we're still going to have a gathering here. So if you can make it, that'd be great. Even better yet if you go off the nights and buy a few things on December 7th, we'd appreciate it. We'll move now to the trustee reports, and first up will be the ambulance service with Trustee Fuller.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing to report this evening.
Thank you. Go to Public Works with Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing to report.
Thank you. Move now to Administration Personnel with Trustee Riker.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing to report.
Thank you. Go to Economic Development, Village Improvements. Obviously, Trustee Carter's not here tonight. Mr. Administrator, do you have any words of wisdom belonging to Economic Development, Village Improvements?
I wish I did. I really can't do report at this time, Mr. Mayor.
Enjoy putting you on the spot. Thank you very much. Move on to the Police Department with Trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have a couple announcements tonight. As we will not be having a neighborhood watch meeting this month, as it will fall on the 30th, right during the holiday festivities, and we'll all be making quite merry. So we're going to forego the neighborhood watch meeting, and we will pick that up in January on the 27th next year, bringing the new year with the neighborhood watch meeting. Once again, the 27th, right up here at Village Hall at 6:30 p.m. If you have any code enforcement or police issues in your neighborhood, I'd like to encourage all the residents to come out, let us know about them, and we'll look into it and see if we can get situations rectified for people. And I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Chief Sutton, Deputy Chief Ahart, and all the officers from the PD that came down and participated in the neighborhood watch meetings in 2013, as well as all the residents that came and participated and were part of the group. We really appreciate the support and the residents coming up and being a part of the process and letting us know what was going on in the neighborhoods. It goes a long way towards keeping our safe and looking beautiful. So thank you very much to the PD and all the residents that are part of the Neighborhood Watch program.
Thank you, Trustee Cumming. Are you trolling for Christmas presents there? Or?
No, I'm done, and I found that holy grail of gifts for the triplets, the Xbox One. I was lucky enough to get one of those and pay retail price without any additional markup on it. So I'm one happy pappy.
Yeah,
right
you've got your present for many Christmases to come then. Thank you very much. Any questions at all for Trustee Cumming? Okay, thanks again. We'll go to building maintenance with Trustee Gett.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. Close out with the fire department. Trustee Gett.
I would just like to say a job well done to our fire personnel and to our police department that responded to the devastation over there in Washington. All reports is they did a good showing and they really helped out, and I'm sure it was much appreciated. So all I got to say is good job, guys.
Okay.
I second that.
And that's it.
Okay, thank you. And before we go to comments from the audience, we want to welcome Mr. Steve Reddick, who is our interim superintendent of public works, just in time for the snow to start falling. But we want to welcome you back, as Steve was with the village for a number of years back in the day, and he's finding out what he isn't missing. So welcome you back. Comments from the audience? Roger? Okay. Behave yourself now.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. My name is Roger Larson, and I'm a resident of Peoria Heights. I live on Montclair in the Heights, and I come here tonight to introduce myself. Major change in my life took place the 1st of October when I began my work with Richwoods Township. For 15 years, I worked with University of Illinois Extension in the Peoria County office over here, in which I did a lot of leadership development, customer service training, conflict management, team building kinds of things. And now I have the opportunity in working with Richwoods Township and working with Supervisor Phelan in bringing programs, so to speak, to Peoria Heights and Richwoods Township. And what I want to really express more than anything, and I guess I'll do that in the form of a question, and that is, what can we do for Peoria Heights? That's what we're looking at. That's our theme. Rather than, we have state charges that we have to do, emergency and general assistance, tax assessing and collecting, and so on and so forth. But we really want to be of benefit to Peoria Heights as well as Richwoods Township. And if there's anything that we can do, I have spoken at great length with Administrator Fick, and I've met Mayor Allen, and I really want to continue to develop that partnership and seeing what we can do to pull together township and village to really benefit the residents of Richwoods Township. Thank you, Mayor Allen. I appreciate giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Roger. Welcome to the village of Peoria Heights, land of romance, danger, and intrigue.
I've heard that too.
No, we had a nice meeting with Roger, and he's full of all kinds of good ideas and a lot of energy for the job, and we welcome you here, and we really appreciate you being here. We look forward to working with you on every level and make the village and township even better. Thanks again. Any other comments from the audience? Frank? Okay. Well, we thank everyone for attending. No old business, so we'll go right to new business. And first up will be Ordinance 2013-1395, the adoption of the 2013 through 14 levy, and that will be presented by Trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor, and I'm going to pass this to my left to Administrator Fick.
Thank you, Trustee Reichert. I see Marcia and some of our board members are here, and I know we always give them an opportunity to speak if they want. If you want, Marcia, feel free to speak to the board about your levy.
Thank you, trustees and Administrator Fick and Mayor Allen, for this chance to talk with you about the library. I do have some board members here with me tonight, and on your left, on the end, is Ann Lockhart. In the middle is Margie Simmons, and then Nancy Marshall is here. We also have 4 other board members. Jeanette Hillier is our board president. Bill Bradley, our vice president, and Lisa Reinholz and Tom Horseman are serving on the board as well. To give a few comments to you, I want to begin by thanking the village for the donation which you gave to the library for our Lego robotics program. That's been very successful, and the kids that are involved have had a great time doing it. It's going to continue on after the holidays as well. And also, thank you this past year to the Public Works Department for helping us move furniture when we did our carpet cleaning. That was a major project for us. Do you have copies of our budget in front of you?
They're in the tax, they're in the,
We are 6 months into this fiscal year, and I think that we are on target. We have not had anything which is unexpected for this particular budget and the levy that it's based upon. We did install a new phone system in August, and that cost us $3,900. This would come under our item 4 expenditures. We also had to have some significant roof repair this year. That cost us $8,700. And like you, we are pedaling fast to keep up with technology. And that's always taking a major chunk of our money. And you'll see that we have a technology account that's number 7 on here. I think back to all the years I've been working in libraries and how technology has made a major impact on the services that we provide. It takes a lot of money to be able to do that. We are trying to save some money. We are participating in the opportunity to decrease our utility expenditure through participating in the direct energy plan that the village is offering. We also do an application each year for what is called an E-rate discount. This is a federal program that helps us with reducing our telecommunications charges. We are pleased. You'll notice that on our budget we do have a line for replacement tax revenue, and that seems to be holding up well, about what we had expected from that. So if there are particular questions which you have, I'll be glad to address those.
Any questions at all for Marcia?
Not a question, but just a comment, Marcia. I just wanted to congratulate you and the board and your staff on making do. I know a lot of people look at their property tax assessments when they get them and they're like, oh my gosh, we've got all this money going to school, and then the library, look at all the money the library is getting. But just knowing you and working with you in the past, I know that this doesn't even come close to covering what your expenses are, and that you guys are movers and shakers and you're always hustling, doing fundraising to increase the funds for the library. And just want to say thank you for everything that you and the board and your staff do for the library and for literacy in Peoria Heights.
I appreciate your saying that. It's kind of like opening a door, because now I'm going to tell you about some of the things that we've got going on at the library. And one is a fundraiser. We are going to have our basket raffle again in February. That has become, I think, a good community activity, as well as raising some money for the library. So make sure that you come down. It'll be during the whole month of February. We've got some great things that people are winning along there. I've given to each of you tonight a little quarter sheet which talks about an open house. Again, we're getting a reputation for some great parties down at the library, and this is our annual holiday open house on Thursday and Friday, the 12th and 13th of February. Throughout the day, please come down. The library will have this fragrance of intense sugar, so please. Beginning in February, we are going to have the ARP volunteers again to help with tax assistance. And right now, the group that is trying to get started with collecting Peoria Heights history is meeting at the library as we are here tonight. They're over there. CityLink will have a public hearing at the library on December 18th at 10 a.m. So you might pass that message for us. And we will have early voting at the library in March. It's coming soon. So we've got a lot of other activities going on, but these are just some of our highlights. So again, thank you.
Thank you, Marcia. Appreciate all the hard work and you and the board do. Great job, ladies.
Thank you, Marcia. As far as the village levy goes, typically we've done just a little under 5%. We know that 5% is the maximum that we can do. We can go beyond that, but it requires some publications, black border publications and public hearings and everything. And we're not as dependent as some of the schools and the libraries are on property tax. So we've never, felt the need to go beyond that 5%. So this year we're doing a 4.8% increase. The total levy for 2013-14 will be $375,600, which is an increase of $17,370. And in years past, I would propose that we allocate that increased revenue towards the police pension fund. So with that addition, in our budget next year, we would have a total of $251,067 going to the police pension fund. And then as in years past, we would have the flat $124,533 that the village would realize in property tax revenue. So I don't know if anyone has any questions, but if they do, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
Okay. Need a motion for approval then, please.
I move to approve ordinance 2013-1395, the adoption of the 2013-2014 levy.
I have a motion from trustee Reichert.
Second.
Second from trustee Gett. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of ordinance 2013-1395, as outlined by Administrator Fick and Marcia Westfall, Director of the Library. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Gett.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the adoption of the 2013 through 2014 levy, ordinance 2013-1395. Next order of new business tonight has to do with the cancellation of the December departmental meeting, and that will be presented by trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. Since our departmental meeting would fall on Christmas Eve, I make a motion that we cancel our December departmental meeting.
I have a motion from trustee Reichert.
Second. Aye.
Second from trustee Gett. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Once again, this is for board approval to cancel the December departmental meeting. We do this every year virtually as a Christmas present to ourselves, and we normally don't have a great deal on the docket anyway. We usually can hold till January. If anything crazy comes up, we'll have a special meeting. We wouldn't ignore it, obviously. All those in favor of canceling the December departmental meeting, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. And our next departmental meeting will be the 4th Tuesday in January. Next up is ordinance 2013-1396, proposal for risk management coverage, and that will be presented by trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance authorizing an agreement with Gallagher Risk Management Services to provide insurance coverage to the village of Peoria Heights. And the cost is not to exceed $120,790. So I would make a motion that we approve ordinance 2013-1396.
I have a motion from trustee Reichert.
Second.
Second from trustee Fuller. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of ordinance 2013-1396. It's the proposal for the risk management coverage by Gallagher Risk Management. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Gett.
Aye.
Trustee Cummings.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved ordinance 2013-1396. Next order of new business tonight is a renewal for the special use permit of Chuck's Auto Sales. And Mr. Administrator, could you please give us an overview?
Absolutely, Mr. Mayor. This is a business located at 3920 North Boulevard Avenue, and it's up for this is the one we're doing quarterly, I believe? Mm-hmm. Okay, quarterly inspection. I got a report from Kerry Walmsley, the building inspector, code enforcement officer, who indicated that he looked at the property on November 26th. Everything was in order. No vehicle maintenance being done. Everything stored on the front and back lots, and the number of vehicles, cars, 25, and in the back, 8, which is what the limits are on the special use. So everything's in compliance. So I recommend that we would approve it again for another 3-month term.
Okay, thank you. We need a motion for approval, please.
So moved.
Have a motion from trustee Gett,
Second.
second from trustee Cumming. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of renewing the special use permit for Chuck's Auto Sales for another 3 months. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Gett.
Aye.
Trustee Cummings.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the special use permit renewal for Chuck's Auto Sales as outlined by Administrator Fick. Next order of new business tonight has to do with another special use permit renewal for Katie's Cars. Mr. Administrator, could you please give us an overview?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, this is a business located at 5027 North Galena Road. Katie's Cars, same inspection date, November 26th by Kerry Walmsley. The conditions allow for 40 trailers, up to 25 vehicles, and what they found on site, 32 trailers, 3 cars, 17 golf cars. So again, they're underneath the maximum amount of vehicles allowed, so they're in compliance, and I'd recommend that this be renewed for another year as well.
Thank you. Need a motion for approval, please?
So moved.
Motion from trustee Gett,
Second.
second from trustee Fuller. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the renewal of the special use permit for Katie's Cars on Galena Road for a year. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Gett.
Aye.
Trustee Cummings.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the special use permit renewal for Katie's Cars as outlined by Administrator Fick. Next order of new business tonight, approval to donate $1,000 to the Lions Club for the Lions Park repairs, and that will be presented by trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. The Board of Trustees was approached by the Peoria Heights Suburban Lions, and they have, for the past 60 years, sort of maintained the playground at the corner of Bellevue and Glen. And their membership is getting much older, and they don't have as many members. They don't have the funds, really, to keep it up to date. And they were looking for some assistance in the form of either monetary or help with labor. And I would like to make a motion that the board approve a $1,000 donation to the Peoria Heights Suburban Lions to help them with their efforts, because I feel it is an excellent cause.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion from trustee Reichert,
Second.
second from trustee Gett. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes?
One quick comment. Steve Reddick was out looking at that site. She was requesting a water fountain, and he did find a water main or a water fire hydrant nearby, and that probably would not be a big problem to put a water fountain on the property, somewhere near the trail. So that should be nice, that a lot of people will get to use the park that probably aren't now.
Yeah,
Just,
great.
even if it's just to get a drink and see the park is there.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Reddick.
My pleasure.
Any other questions or comments from the board?
I have one other thing to say. If anybody is interested in helping out the Peoria Heights Suburban Lions, I suggest they call the village and we can provide them contact information to do so, because they sure can use the help.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Okay, once again, this is for board approval to donate $1,000 to the Peoria Heights Suburban Lions Club for the Lions Park repairs as outlined by Trustee Reichert. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Gett.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the $1,000 donation to the Peoria Heights Suburban Lions Club for Lions Park repairs. Next order of new business tonight is the authorization for the 2014 day labor motor fuel tax funds presented by Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. This is for our day labor MFT funds. It's to allocate the funds. What we're doing with the money is mostly buying bituminous street repair materials. There's $28,000 in salt. It's rock and sand, concrete, a little bit of flowable fill, and a little bit of engineering. So I make a motion, we approve the MFT funds for $113,460.48.
Have a motion from Trustee Harn,
Second.
second from Trustee Cumming. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the authorization for the 2014 day labor motor fuel tax funds in the amount of $113,460.48 as outlined by Trustee Harn. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Gett.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the authorization for the day labor motor fuel tax funds as outlined by Trustee Harn. Next order of business tonight is the payment of the bills, and those will be read by our village clerk, Shauna Musselman.
All right, this represents the expenditures that were approved at the departmental committee on November 26th, 2013. The general fund expenditures are $461,571.76. MFT expenditures are $6,832.98 for total expenditures of $468,404.76.